Okay, Jim, you wanted to see me about your textile design project. That's right. I've been good looking at how range of natural dyes can be used to color fabrics like cotton and wool. Why did you choose that topic? Well, I got a lot of useful ideas from the museum. You know, the exhibition of textiles, but I've always been interested in anything to do with color. Years ago, I went to a carpet shop with my parents when we were on holiday in Turkey, and I remember all the amazing colors. They might not all have been natural ties, maybe not, not, but for the project, I decided to follow it up, and I found a great book about a botanic garden in California that specializes in plants used for ties. Okay, so in your project, you had to include a practical investigation. Yeah, at first, I couldn't decide on my variables. I was going to just look at one type of fiber, for example, like cotton, and see how different types of ties affected it. Just then I decided to include others as well. So I looked at cotton and wool and nylon, with just one type of dye, various types, including some that were natural for compar- comparison. Okay, so I did the experiments last week. I used some really made natural dyes. I found a website which supplies them. They came in just a few days, but I also made some of my own. That must have taken quite a bit of time. Just I thought it'd just be a matter of a teaspoon or so of dye, and actually that wasn't the case at all. Like I was using one vegetable beetroot for red dye, and I had to chop up a whole part of it, so it all took longer than I'd expected. One possibility is to use food colorings. I just used one. That was a gelatin, an artificial one. Touching then. Yeah, I used it on cotton first. It came out a red color, but when I rinsed the material, the color just got washed away. I'd been going to try it out on nylon, but I abandoned that idea. Were you worried about health issues? I thought if it's illegal food coloring, it must be safe. Well, it can occasionally cause allergic reactions, I believe. So what natural dyes did you look at? Well, one was turmeric. The color's great. It's a really strong yellow. It's generally used in dishes like curry. It meant to be quite good for your health when eaten, but you might find it's not permanent when it's used as a dye. A few washes and it's gone. Right, I used beetroot as a dye for wool. When I chop up beetroot to eat, I always end up with bright red hands, but the wool ended up just a sort of glittery cream shade. Disappointing. There's a natural dye called Tyrian purple. Have you heard of that? Yes, it comes from a shellfish, and it was grown in ancient times, but only by important people, as it was so rare. I didn't use it. It fell out of use century ago. thought one researcher managed to get hold of some recently, but that shade of purple can be produced by chemical dyes nowadays. Did you use any black dyes? Lacquer. That was quite complicated. I had to prepare the fabric, so me Tori Gore-Tex. I hope you were careful to wear clothes. Yes, I know the danger with that dye. Gore, it can be extremely dangerous. It is ingested. Now, presumably, you had a local an insect parasite like cornelian, for example. Yes, I didn't actually make that. I didn't have time to start crushing up insects to get the red color, and anyway, they are not available here. But I managed to get the toy quite easily from a website. But it cost a fortune. I can see why it's generally just used in cooking and in small quantities. Yes, it's very effective, but that's precisely why it's not used as a toy. I also read about using metal oxide. Apparently, you can allow iron to rust while it's in contact with the fabric, and that colors it. Yes, that works well for dyeing cotton, but you have to be careful, as the metal can actually affect the fabric, and so you can expect to get a lot of wear out of fabrics treated in this way, and the colors are quite subtle. Not everyone likes them. Anyway, it looks as if you've done a lot of work.